Hi everyone. Now we're going to discuss this particular program number 3 in paper 6.1, which is about verifying whether the real and imaginary parts of an analytic function are harmonic. So, as we know, a real valued function phi of x, y having second order continuous partial derivatives is said to be a harmonic function in domain D if it satisfies the Laplace's equation. In particular, if phi is a function of x and y, it should satisfy the equation dou square phi by dou x square plus dou square phi by dou y square equal to 0. And if it is a function of r and theta, then it must satisfy the equation dou square phi by dou r square plus 1 by r dou phi by dou r plus 1 by r square dou square phi by dou theta square equal to 0. That can also be written in this form. Multiplying through it by r square will give you this expression. So basically, the condition is if u is a function of x and y, if u is in terms of x and y, then it must satisfy the equation dou square u by dou x square plus dou square u by dou y square equal to 0. And if u is a function of r and theta, then it must satisfy the equation dou square u by dou r square plus 1 by r square dou square u by plus 1 by r dou u by dou r plus 1 by r square dou square u by dou theta square equal to 0. So this is a second condition that is given here. As you can see here, if you multiply this equation by r square everywhere, then you are going to get r square dou square u by dou r square plus r dou u by dou r plus dou square u by dou theta square equal to 0, which is exactly this condition. Okay, so if u satisfies this equation, if it is in terms of x and y, or if it satisfies this equation if it is in terms of r and theta, then we say that, so if u satisfies this expression, then we say that u is a harmonic function. Harmonic function, right? So the same way, if v satisfies both the equation, then v is again v satisfies either that equation or this equation, then we say that v is a harmonic function. Okay, now so in this particular program we are given an analytic function, and our job will be to verify whether the real and imaginary parts of the analytic function are harmonic. So these are the functions that we are discussing. So for each of these functions we are supposed to check whether the real and imaginary parts of the function are harmonic. For example, if we take f of z equals e power z, that is exp of z, e power z, then the first step will be to replace z by x plus iy, and separating the real and imaginary parts will give us u equals e power x cos y and v equals e power x into sin y. So once we have got u and v, we are supposed to check whether, because u and v are in terms of x and y, we are supposed to check whether dou square u by dou x square plus dou square u by dou y square equal to 0, and the same way dou square v by dou x square plus dou square v by dou y square equal to 0. Okay, these are the conditions to be verified. For these two functions, it's very trivial to check whether these two expressions hold. So these two expressions obviously hold because the given function is analytic. Therefore, we conclude that u and v are harmonic. right? Now, doing this exactly in the programming part using the maxima is what we are supposed to see now. So we'll start with the maxima. So how do we start? The first command will always be kill all, right? After that, we declare that z is a complex variable. This has to be done because otherwise it may be understood as a real variable and there could be problems. So we declare it as a complex variable. After this, we start with the defining of the function. So f of z in this example is e power z. So f of z is percentage e cap z. Okay, we'll displace this. Therefore, we'll use a semicolon here. And now we'll call f1 as the function which is obtained by replacing z with x plus iy in f. So basically f1 is the same function f in which z is taken as x plus iy. Okay. Once we got f1, we need u and v. So u is going to be the real part of f1 and v is going to be the imaginary part of f1. So this will give us u and v, and we want them to be displayed, so we use semicolon here. So once we got u and v, the next step would be to verify whether u and v satisfy the Laplace's equation. So for that to be done, we just have to verify whether before that probably we can try getting the expressions for the second order partial derivatives of u with respect to x and u with respect to y as well. This is just to ensure that we are not going wrong. Okay, so f of u comma y comma 2, this is going to give you uxx and uyy. The same way vxx will be diff of v comma x comma 2 and vyy would be diff of v comma y comma 2. So this has ensured if you got uxx, uyy, vxx and vyy, the next step will be to just verify whether u and v are harmonic. So the verification step will be this: if uxx plus uyy equal to 0, then print u is a harmonic function, right? Here it is better if we include an else statement also, just to make sure that program is complete. U is, if the condition is not satisfied, we are supposed to say that u is not a harmonic function. So that's exactly what I am doing here, right? So this is to ensure that u is harmonic. Likewise, we'll also have to say whether v is harmonic or not, check whether v is harmonic or not. So that is ensured by the statement. And you can also do one more thing. Sometimes what happens is uxx plus uyy may not straight away turn out to be 0 without simplification. So it could be better if you can add rat sim before this expression, so that we can ensure that this simplified expression is going to be 0. Even here we do that. So add rat simp of vxx plus vyy and check whether it is 0, right? So this is going to be the program. Now if we run this, as you can see here, oh yeah, there is a mistake because I have not typed the substitute command properly. I have added an r there, so r must not be there. Fine. So as you can see here, the function is e power z. Its a simplified form is its form where z is replaced by x plus iy is e power x plus iy, u is e power x cos y, v is e power x sin y. We got uxx, uyy, vxx, vyy. As you can easily see, uxx plus uyy is going to be 0. Vxx plus vyy is also going to be 0. Therefore, u is harmonic and v is also harmonic. Now this is the story. If you have u and v in terms of x and y, that is u is a function of x and y. This is the story when such a thing happens. If u is a function of r and theta, what is going to change in this? Of course, if u is a function of r and theta, v is also going to be a function of r and theta. So I'll take that here. Suppose u is a function of r and t, then again, when does that happen? Suppose we have the function as, say, log z. Then what happens is log z is supposed to be given as ln z, right? So suppose we have the function as log z, then taking z as x plus iy will complicate the whole process. So it is better to take z in terms of r and theta here. So f1, we're going to take z as r star e to the power, again brackets have to be taken here because we have I and theta both in the power. So I'll take e power it, sorry, here. Okay, and because we are using r here, it's also better to say that r is greater than 0. Sometimes if we do not do this, we might land up getting an error message in the output. Okay, so take z as r e power I theta, u is going to be again the real part of f1, v is the imaginary part of f1, and now it is not uxx, it is going to be urr, and that will be differentiation of ur with respect to u with respect to r twice. And we do not need urr and u theta here, utt, as seen in this expression. We need dou square u by dou r square, dou u by dou r, and dou square u by dou theta square. So we need urr, we also need ur as well, which is basically differentiation of u with respect to r. We need not take the 2 also, you need not change it as 1, and we need vtt, sorry, utt, right? So utt will be diff of u comma t comma 2. Okay, likewise write the expressions for v as well. So vrr will be diff of v comma r comma 2, and vtt will be diff of v comma t comma 2, and we also need vr, which is diff of v comma r. Right, now the expression, the Laplace equation is also going to be changing, and that is going to be urr plus 1 by r star ur plus 1 by r square star utt. Right, so this is the expression that we are supposed to have for the Laplace's equation. The same expression holds for v as well. So this will be vrr plus 1 by r vr plus 1 by r square vtt equal to 0. That will be the verification for v. Fine, the rest will be the same. Yeah, the mistake that I had done here was that I had taken ln z. It is not supposed to be ln z, it should be log z, right? So take log z, and you may also add this rat sim if needed. Actually it might not be needed here, so I'm going to remove that again here, but you may try adding rat sim also if you do not get the correct expression. So as we can see here, this will be the output. Here u will be log r and v will be tan inverse of y by x, right? So it will be tan inverse of sin theta by cos theta as we have got here. So this is the expression that we are going to get if u and v are functions of r and theta. So this is going to be the program for checking whether for the given function, for the given analytic function, the real part and imaginary parts of it are harmonic, right? Fine. Thank you.